fellas, feast your eyes on this absolutely stunning Honda CB750F Super Sport. This is fresh out of the Dan Keller private museum collection in upstate New York. We bought 19 bikes from him, and he built his bikes to bring the shows, so he had his show museum plaques made for him. The bike originally came from North Haven, Connecticut, and he had it beautifully restored and repainted by Mike Jones Masters, and the pinstripe was done by D&M Science. So just an absolutely beautiful job. The paint job is gorgeous. One of my favorite colors. I really love this metallic blue color. And the K0 model here, this was the first year of the Super Sport. Had a bunch of differences. I'll probably tee it off to Justin, let him talk about that. But it was one of the first 1,000, is that correct? First 1,000 of the Super Sports made?
Yeah, the VIN is 1127 on this bike.
No mic, so you gotta talk up. No
okay. Yeah, so this is the first 1,000 made. The F-Zeros were unique. They had a few differences in the frames, and I was actually selling one of these bikes, and I had dozens of people contact me asking if it was an F-Zero because these frames are unique to this year only, and they're very rare. To find one in this condition, it's a beautiful bike.
It's absolutely an excellent example of the Honda's highly collectible single overhead cam F series, which ran from 75 to 77, the Super Sport, and it was Honda's attempt at a sportier version of the 750K, which is more of a cruiser style with the quad pipes on it. This has a 4-into-1 exhaust, a different fuel tank, a different seat, different saddle, more of a sporty look. What are the other differences between the K and the Ford?
The Ks actually came with disc in the rear, which was unique to the F models. The K models never actually got a disc in the rear.
Obviously been well cared for its entire life. It's spent the last decades in a private collector's collection, meticulously maintained by a local Honda shop, and it's correctly titled, and currently has a transferable registration also in addition to the title. All the parts that were placed on it were NOS Honda parts. It has a brand new ignition switch, a new right handlebar switch, a new fuel pet top, new gears, the car intake, and the air filter rubbers were also replaced. All the things you want to do. The seat cover and the chain were also replaced. The left side cover was replaced, and the following work was done on it. The full carb rebuild and sync, front and rear master cylinder rebuild, ignition timing was done, the valves were adjusted, the cam chain was checked and adjusted, and new Motul oil, a new filter, and new plug caps. It has a modern late model, that is to say much better than the stock original tires on it also. And again, if you look at that chain, that's a new chain. All the running gear on the bike is original. It's an absolutely impeccable machine. If you look at the engine cases on it, the aluminum is beautifully polished on it. The cylinder's in really nice condition, as is the head. The original shifter and pegs. It has original center stand and side stand. Just a stunning piece. Professionally repainted. The amount of money that was put into this bike is it adds up. Once you start, between the new paint job and all the other services that were done, quite a bit of time and money was liberally invested in this to keep it as good as it could possibly be. The valve cover sides were polished. The chrome cover looks to be brand new, and that's an original Honda cover. The chrome's in real nice shape, and probably one of the hallmarks of this bike is this 4-in-1 exhaust. You just don't find these in really good condition that often, let alone an original one. It's not rusted out, it's not all smashed up. It's very hard to find them, and I think that's one of the defining features that really raises the value of this bike, for sure. Rebuilding of the brake system. Dan also had the rotors drilled so to run cooler, and if you look closely, he had a lot of these chrome covers put on the bolts, which can be popped right off, but it's a real nice, when you look at it, you're like, wow, this looks really clean, and you can't tell why. Well, a lot of the original hardware, which is still present, is covered with a nice chrome cover. The original front fender, chrome front fender, is in beautiful shape. If you look at the this whole front assembly, the chrome fork tubes, the polished chrome lowers, the chrome rim, and the chrome fender. They just don't make motorcycles like that anymore. The entire front end on this bike is like chrome. It's freaking beautiful. And this is actually polished aluminum, original factory polished aluminum. But the whole thing from here down is it's classic chrome, beautiful. Built January of 1975. This is an early 1975 model. Has the original gauges, which are blue, which goes nice with the blue paint, showing 39,351 miles. Original handlebars, original master cylinder's been rebuilt. And again, it's got those new tires and brakes have been redone, so it's ready to go, guys. Runs, pulls super hard, pulls like a freight train. Stock exhaust is pretty quiet, as is the stock original intake it has on there. A lot of times guys have put those slip-on filters on there and a Kirker, and they sound cool, but if you want to invest in quality classic, it's got to have the original intake and exhaust, and this has it. This needs nothing to roll back into the museum where it's going. So it'll be on the 3rd floor of the New England Motorcycle Museum. If you're interested and you want to come take a look at it, go ahead. There's only one, so if you like it, bid high or bid often, call Junior. And it's a clean title and a transferable registration. You get the museum plaque and all the service notes that I have. And it was owned by a 70-year-old collector for decades, and it's a diamond. So bid high and bid often. God bless America.